Well, maybe not on the level of Avengers Doomsday, and maybe not on the level of Dune 3, but there's a little film coming called Coyote versus Acme. And, this, at some point, they're going to have to make a movie about this movie's path and journey, their Odysseus-like journey to actually get onto the big screen. Because, of course, as you guys know, the movie got made, but then the folks at Warner Brothers looked at it and said, we don't think this thing can even make back the money it's going to take us to market and put it out in theaters, so we're just going to shelve it. Then they decided to, a lot of people said, we want this thing released. And Warner Brothers, unlike Batgirl, Warner Brothers thought the movie was really good. They thought it was good. They just thought, we're going to lose money if we put it out. So to give it a chance to get into theaters, they put the movie on sale to all the other studios in town, and they all passed. None of them wanted it because even though they thought the movie was good, none of them thought the movie could make any money. Well, then along came Ketchup Entertainment, and Ketchup decided we're going to take a chance on this, and they picked it up. Now, you guys remember we talked a few weeks ago that the first reactions to Coyote versus Acme were amazing, like through the roof, amazing, so good, which again, Warner Brothers thought the movie was good too, so there you have it. But now the full reviews are out. And as of this recording, a little bit earlier, it was at 95%. But right now, as of this recording, it's at 94%. Coyote versus Acme is sitting at a 94% critic rating. Let's go over and see what some of the critics are having to say about Coyote versus Acme. They're saying this. Daily Beast says they liked it. A clever and madcap underdog saga that, in light of real-world events, now resonates as a case of art foreshadowing life. Den of Geek liked it. They said, despite caveats and quibbles, it's a compelling testimonial that earns its day in the sun. For once, it feels great to see the little guy catch his roadrunner. Screen International did not like it. They said the lackluster screenplay proves as faulty as Acme's crummy contraptions. Okay, that's actually kind of clever the way they wrote that. All right, IndieWire, they liked it. They said the truth is the film is good. Clever and snappy, fresh and silly, a winning combination of classic Looney Tunes gags and contemporary concerns. Variety didn't like it. They said it could have been called Remembrance of Rube Goldberg Bombs Past. Yet, there's a certain way that Coyote versus Acme next to those cartoons feels neutered and tame. Polygon did like it. They said the first thing to love about Coyote versus Acme is that it's funny, like really funny. The jokes in the film vary from big physical gags, background jokes, sharply written one-liners, and Easter eggs for Looney Tunes fans. IGN liked it. They said it's a savvy mix of absurd humor and satirical meta subplot and just enough emotional weight to make us care about these short-form animated punching bags for a full feature-length runtime. Deadline Hollywood liked it. They said it's a delightful gem of a movie, for me at least, ironically, or not only the best Warner Brothers film released so far this year, it also is, hands down, the best animated live-action hybrid since Robert Zemeckis' classic Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The Hollywood Reporter liked it. They said, it's a pleasure to report that the film is a hilarious delight, one of the best live-action / animation films ever, and will be treasured by Looney Tunes fans, and who isn't one. And then we'll end off with the Film Verdict, who also liked it. They wrote, amid the pervasive wackiness, which never gets tiresome, Birch skillfully weaves in both a legitimate mystery, its real-life ramifications bring to mind another Todd Haynes film, Dark Waters, and some genuine character moments. And it goes on. Again, as of this recording, the movie is sitting at a 94%, which is just great. Now, again, I want to reemphasize that as many people try to draw the comparison between, what happened with Batgirl and this, the big difference was that Warner Brothers essentially said Batgirl isn't good and we can't put this in theaters. That wasn't the case with Coyote versus Acme. It was a matter of, we just don't think this thing's going to make money. To that point, about them saying that. Let me see if I can pull this up. The Earth blew up. So in comparison, though, to like that, there's something you have to keep in mind. The last Looney Tunes movie that came out was also really loved. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, had, well, not 94, only 8% off. It had an 86% critic rating and an 88% audience rating, right? Very well received, super well received. Here was the problem. The movie made $15 million. Not on its opening weekend, not domestically, total worldwide, despite the fact that it was rolled out in a full theatrical release of over 2,800 screens. And it only made $15 million. I think that was always the point to which Warner Brothers took a step back and said, we don't think this thing can make enough money to even justify a marketing campaign. Because remember, a marketing campaign can run 50 to 60 to 70 to $150 million. They would never spend $150 million marketing this one, obviously, but still. So that was their basic conceit. So I was like a lot of people, guys, in the sense that, man, I would have liked to have seen it, but I totally get it. I mean, I totally get why you shelve this thing and not lose more money. But then I saw the last trailer. And man, that last trailer was great. It was so fun. I still, even just yesterday, there was something came up and I remembered John Cena saying, "What did you tee? What did you taw?" And I just start, I'm just sitting there doing something, right? And I just start giggling because I just think of that line. It looks so good. So look, I still don't know that this thing's going to make any money. I really don't. I have no idea if this thing's going to make any money. Not even enough money to justify whatever they spent on the marketing campaign. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, Warner Brothers will probably end up being proved right, that it would have cost them more money to release it than to just shelve it. I hope not, but I think that's what will happen. But I also know this, gentlemen. I can't wait to watch this movie. I cannot wait to watch this movie. But unlike The Odyssey or Dune on IMAX, I don't think I'm going to have a problem finding tickets. Regardless of that, I'm real excited to see it. Anyway, Rob, we've been covering this Odysseus-like journey of Coyote versus Acme for years now. We've been talking about this whole thing. It is now nigh. The reactions were great. The now full critic reviews are extremely good. 2 questions, I guess. Let's start with the first one. Where's your anticipation level like for this movie? Are you excited to see it? Not so excited, whatever. And the number 2, despite the great reactions and my excitement and the really great reviews, is this movie going to be a moneymaker? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I read the original essay that this whole concept was based on, and I thought it was hilarious. I've wanted to see this movie since I knew it went into production. I thought the idea is hilarious. I mean, here's the thing about this movie relies on a cultural memory of Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yes.
It is literally based on our collective memory. The problem is how many people in the 21st century remember Looney Tunes cartoons and understand what this is. That's one thing. Unfortunately, because of the transition of the rights or who had to buy what, and no one has done a really great job explaining why this movie matters and why you should see it and why it's funny. Because it's literally based on something everybody who grew up in the latter half of the 20th century understood. We all watched Looney Tunes cartoons and even Animaniacs. So the whole premise of this movie has kind of been lost in the last 20 years. So you needed a marketing campaign to kind of explain what this is. I think a lot of the audiences today just don't know. And unfortunately, because of that, It's not going to do. If this movie came out in 1995, it would have been huge. It would have been gigantic because everybody grew up with Looney Tunes and they would have understood Wile E. Coyote's plight. They would have understood because we all are the Coyote. All of us are the Coyote. Our entire lives are spent that way. That's the whole point of the thing.
Chasing chasing our own individual roadrunners.
Every one of us is chasing the roadrunner. And you know what? Meep Meep is exactly the sound effect of when something went south, when I did poorly on a test in high school, Meep Meep, I would hear it. And look, I can't wait to see this film, but nobody's going to go.
Yeah. I mean,
the marketing hasn't been, they haven't explained, they haven't contextualized what this is, which I think is a problem. But that last trailer was great. And I will be there with bells on opening day. I can't wait to see this Friday, maybe Thursday, Friday, but I'll be there.
So the thing is,
along
we've been seeing these studies coming out recently, Sean, about how everybody's going back to the movies again. We've started going back, but one of the key things in every one of those data points and studies and articles has been Gen Z is leading the charge of everybody going back to the theater. Does anybody in Gen Z know the phrase "I taught a putty tat"? Like I just don't. And this is the part where I'm like, I think both things can be true. I think number one, Warner Brothers is going to be proved right that if they try to release it, they were just going to lose money. But at the same time, the movie can be awesome and completely fun. I don't know, Sean, you've been following this story. So I guess the two questions are, where's your anticipation level? Are you looking forward to this? And secondly, can this thing make money regardless of how good it is? What do you think?
Yeah, I was interested in it just on a conceptual level because of its bizarre history, getting it to the big screen. So just as a curiosity, I was interested, but generally speaking, I'm not like running out to go see a Looney Tunes movie. And then I watched the trailer and I was like, this is a really clever premise.
Yep.
The jokes are funny. I'm really enjoying this. And I showed it to my kids and they're like, okay, that's I guess that was good. Because they've never watched Wile E. Coyote. They've never watched these classic Looney Tunes cartoons. That hasn't been a part of the popular culture. It hasn't had anything to revitalize it. And I think Robert phrased it really nicely that this project is built on a cultural memory that young children or even people in their late 20s or in their 20s have not experienced. They don't remember it. It's built entirely on something from the last century. And when you're trying to make something that is clearly family entertainment, you need a franchise builder or rebuilder. And this isn't the premise that's a franchise rebuilder. Even if it's great, it's not a franchise rebuilder because it's built on already having an understanding of the property. And it's a shame. The projections don't look optimistic. It's like opening to like $15 million is what it looks like when it costs $70 million to produce it. So in that regard, yeah, it looks like Warner Brothers will probably be proven correct. But also, it looks like they've made a good movie.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of those things where, man, I hope it does well. If it's as good as it looks like it is, I hope something happens. I hope a movement gets pushed behind it. Like maybe we could see an Obsession effect where it just, maybe it doesn't have the biggest opening in the world, but it just keeps going and going and going. So here's hoping. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The reviews now have come out for Coyote versus Acme, not just the first reactions, and they're really, really good. Are you planning on seeing it? I know I am. I just don't know if we're going to have any problems whatsoever. Coyote versus Acme isn't going to be crashing any movie ticket sites, I don't think. Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Ultra pouches. A lot of people use nicotine thinking it'll give them a little extra focus or even help before a workout. But nicotine is a vasoconstrictor. It narrows your blood vessels and can actually work against that pump and recovery that you're looking for. That's where ultra pouches come in. What you're really going to like about them is that they're 100% nicotine-free and caffeine-free. They're designed to give you smooth energy and focus without the nicotine crash. Pop one in before a workout or when you're sitting down for a long work session, and it's an incredibly convenient little boost. Ultra is the ultimate guilt-free pouch, delivering instant focus and mental clarity without nicotine or caffeine. New customers can use the code CAMPEA to get 15% off at takeultra.com. That's TAKEULTRA.com for 15% off with the code CAMPEA. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that our show sent you.